Hey, Shalom. Shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Recha, Kwadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, a great millstone who rule well, peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shema Chanak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Recha, Kwadash, Shalom to the Lord's elect, okay? This is going to be a in-transit lesson. I'll mainly quote scriptures, but I'll try to read some scriptures if the Spirit allow. Okay, today is the, what is it, the 26th? Yeah, the 26th of July, 2026. All right, the year of apostates, sellouts, and agents. Okay, and Jacob's trouble. Gas is going back up. You have the Strait of Hormuz, which is a global choke point that's still blocked off. Okay, you have another choke point blocked off. I'm gonna name this video. It's a little all over the place, but I'm gonna name this video. There's so much going on, okay, or there's so much, or there's too much going on, or so much. You know, I'll work that out. Or there's a lot going on. Okay, it's so much shit going on. You know, as far as prophecy is concerned, everybody is concerned if these things are going to stem to World War III. Other people are saying we're already in World War III. Nobody is seeing a silver lining or a way to de-escalate. Okay, others are screaming this is all part of the global elite, crashing of the society, bringing in, all right, this so-called Skynet system, this digital system of control. We speak about that. Okay, the RFID microchip. That's always there's always something new on that. Whether it's a particular infrastructure that they're setting up, like you got these flock cameras now, man. All right, you got these flock cameras, so all these cameras are being put up, all right, around Babylon the Great, like China. Okay, and they're able to tap into these things real time and able to put them through AI models to, you know, scan. They'll say, okay, scan all the white cars, you know, with license plates. So they can find you. They'll know everywhere you're at. Everywhere you're at. Okay, you have a lot of the food system. The food system. There's a lot going on in the food system. There's parasites are being found. Okay, in the food system, you have certain people that are saying the elites are releasing these things. All right, and this all goes into the pestilence. Okay, this all goes into Revelation 12:12, the devil coming down unto you. Okay, you have these governments cracking down. Okay, on their populations. You have the populations rebelling. I'm getting 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, people are worried about famine because those straits are closed, and fertilizer, what is it, 30% or 40 or 50% of all fertilizer comes through the production of, you know, those oil fields, petrol, those nitrates, and that's how you're able to grow crops, because the land Sabbath is not honored, so the earth doesn't have time to replenish. So what does Esau do? He found a way, because Esau's always tinkering with things. He found a way to add these things back into the soil while you're farming. Okay? 2nd Ezra's, it's so much going on, man. We're at a time where the collapse or some type of, grid down scenario is on the table. A tactical nuclear weapon is on the table. The dirty bombs. Okay? Comprehensive cyber attack. There's so much. We're in that. That's how serious it is. You know, the scriptures say in Romans 13 and 11, that it's high time to wake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than when we believe. So things are going to move real quick. You have individuals having dreams about World War III. Okay? Give me a second. Right. 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. Let me read 10. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter." Yeah, Jake, our people literally don't know that the so-called white man has contingency plans, all right, to exterminate you. Part of that is going to be by putting you in the wars. Okay, a lot of you so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, okay, the unwanted of society, you know, you're going to be thrown out there in the front line, as well as Esau too, the low-level Edomites. None of the elite's children, none of these politicians' children are going to be drafted, or say they're drafted, they'll never see the front line. It'll just be a political stunt, okay? Give me a second. But you so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, whether you're inspiring to be a football player, whether you're aspiring to be an influencer, a streamer, a basketball player, a rapper, that doesn't matter. That's all going to stop. The Most High is going to stop all your plans. Okay? His goal is to destroy Babylon the Great, which is America. All right? And since you're in such a low-level state, the Lord is like, look, I'm just going to take you out because it's going to be better for you. Okay? As well as if we're still here, as the scriptures say, if the Lord did not speed up the time, no flesh will be saved. Esau created an artificial cell that can live in your body, man. This nigga's out of control. He literally created a cell that can live, an artificial cell that can live in your body. So what else is this guy doing, man? This dude's doing too much. Okay? It says, "I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt," which is America. The Lord is going to bring us out of Egypt. Spiritual Egypt, that is. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm." That's the arm of salvation. That's Yahweh coming back. See, not even the Christians are looking for, you know, who they call Jesus to come back. You might have certain people that say, "Oh, Jesus, come back, please. We're suffering." But they, as the scriptures say, "Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, for what is it unto you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." Neither do they admit and confess what the Son of Man looks like. Okay, neither his characteristics. All they say that he loves. That's all he loves. He just loves. He doesn't have any characteristic, no other characteristics. It's just love. He doesn't dislike anything. He doesn't hate anybody. You know, he hates the sin, but he doesn't hate the sinner. But the law is done away with, so what is the need to, you know, it's just madness. It doesn't make sense. But our people are drunken off of that. And there's no other choice but the Lord just to take them out. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Okay, you had the Gates Foundation, you know, your man Big Bill, or we should call him Little Bill, the gates of hell, when they was rolling out the C-19 PSYOP, okay, basically told you that there's going to be another one. It's not a matter of if there's going to be another one, it's a matter of when. And it's going to get your attention too. And it's going to be deadly. All right, so they're already in the making of mass casualty events like this war between America and Iran. That's going to turn out nothing other than a mass casualty event. Ultimately, it's going to lead to, started with Russia, okay, Russia being a guard to these smaller nations like Persia, shooting missiles, arrows, okay, as it's known in the scriptures, upon America, Babylon the Great. And if you're not part of the elect, right, as it says in, what is that, Job, the 20th chapter, it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Ill meaning bad, like evil is a compound word. Bad time. So it's going to be bad, okay, for those who are here in America that don't have that hedge. Okay? And what we're experiencing and is turning up is these plagues. Just one little plague after another. And these people are scared. Like the parasite, sometimes they call it a bacteria, sometimes they call it a parasite. Okay, that's it. That was they said the vegetables, but it was traced back to a company in the lettuce. All right, and these are big time suppliers that supply the same lettuce to different companies, and the companies, they would just repackage it, you know, or they put it in their products, like Taco Bell used it. So you had a lot of people that had that explosive diarrhea, man. All right, so that's, you know, your food supply. Let's get that. Your food supply is corrupted. You're telling me we don't need to get out of here? The Most High doesn't need to speed up the time. Yahweh doesn't need to speed up the time. You got individuals that, you know, like it here. You got Israelites that's trying to build something here. Okay, they trying to build, you know, a legacy. You know, they get land, you know, begging their grifting their congregations for land, you know, money for land. Excuse me. They're gonna grow crops, and it's gonna be a community. See, Jay is looking for a community, man. Hold on, let me get this. Ezekiel. Jake is looking for a community, and I get it. You want to be part of something, man. But ultimately, man, that's not the spirit of being. The spirit of being is to hasten the day of the Lord. That's where the so-called community spirit is gonna be good when we're in the kingdom, man. Right now, it's battle time, man. Okay, you gotta be ready to lose it all. I mean, this dude Satan, this guy, them spirits are turning up. Okay, this is Ezekiel 4. There's never been this level of poison and toxicity in the earth, man. Physically, mentally, spiritually, in the food system, in the air. You have these crazy weather events. You have these weird earthquakes. Okay, rumors of Esau with his technology to create disasters. Okay, no nation has had this power before, and now they have the capability to track and trace everybody on the planet Earth, and that infrastructure is already set up for the most part. Now they just need the people's consent, and the consent is going to be manufactured. Okay, you're gonna be scared into agreeing. Okay, and you're gonna have no other options. Esau doesn't like, you know, competition, man. He wants to cut off all competition, and everybody's God is getting ready to be challenged. Everybody's belief is getting ready to be challenged, man. Ezekiel 4:13, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread, or their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I drive them. So everywhere we go, the food system is corrupted. Okay, eating all type of abominable foods. Okay, the way that they produce the foods is abominable. The water that they spray the crops with, it's fluoridated water as well as chemical laced water. They actually spray the food with particular herbicides and pesticides, which that has been done throughout time. Absolutely, people, you do that. There's certain substances and oils and different plants that you would, you know, make teas out of or make sprays out of to, you know, spray different plants that might, you know, get, you know, insects coming and eat them or whatever. You know what I mean? Insects coming to eat them, and give me a second. Yeah, but these were all natural. Okay, when Esau he plants crops, because he destroys ecosystems, everything is out of balance. So he'll have different flies and different molds and funguses come and destroy his crops. So he develops chemicals that are powerful chemistry. Okay, these things are powerful, chemicals that he created in the lab to destroy. Okay, whether it's a fungus, whether it's a particular insect, whether it's different animals. So the earth is against Esau. So he has to go at it artificial. That's why he wants to change everything artificial. Artificial sun. What's wrong with you? But the sun actually destroys him when he comes in contact with the sun. It doesn't benefit him. This is why the Edomite is always wearing sunglasses, always wearing a hat. Okay, your eyes are supposed to come in contact with the sun. That heals your eyes. But we're in a place where it's polluted. Micah, let me get it, Micah. I mean, it has never been this hard. Okay, you can't concentrate. You're always forgetting things. There's always like a sense of anxiety. There's always a new bill. Now, yeah, we struggle through these things, and we have the Holy Spirit to come in. The Holy Spirit supersedes all that, so we don't get caught up in it like that. But we are in it. Brothers suffer from diseases. Coming out of the truth. Getting better eating habits. Certain brothers struggle with food even now, because food is only one of your last comforts that you can enjoy. Getting something tasty to eat, make you feel better. But because of that convenience and the highly processed foods, the the downside to that is, over time you develop diseases in the body, and then you got to go see Esau, and he doesn't fix the problem. All he does is he uses a form of witchcraft to suppress it or push it off or extend the inevitable. Okay, so he'll your blood pressure is high, so he'll give you something to artificially drop it, which it does. It does drop it. It doesn't. It will stop those symptoms, as far as the symptoms that you were feeling, because you needed that. But then over time you develop other symptoms, and then you don't go to the root cause. So you can see how ultimately it destroys you. But then then now you try to go back. You try to go natural, and it's like damn near impossible, because even the natural shit is either super polluted. Even then, you might have all natural ingredients, right? And then he'll throw in natural flavors, or he'll throw in potassium monoglycate. But everything else is good, just to fuck with you. Or going healthy is 3 times more expensive. And then you still feel fucked up. He said, fuck it, let me go get this Popeyes. Micah 2:10, arise ye. Let me look at this word, arise. Okay. This is the worst case scenario. Nevertheless, we've been given this word, so we're really actually in the best case scenario. Okay, so better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Okay, you have people that reminisce on the good old days, the 90s or the 80s, or I remember in the 60s, it was still held back then. Okay, it just wasn't, you didn't have all this level of technology. It's easier to get a woman, and it's easier to meet people, socialize. Yeah, it wasn't as much stress. The food wasn't as much, it wasn't as toxic. Yeah, but you were still in captivity. You still weren't free. We're in these chains of darkness. This is prison planet. Okay? And Esau is the warden, and he's the unjust warden. He's the unjust judge, man. That word there is quawum. Okay? Like you have quam. No, that's quam. Excuse me. Quam. Uh, to rise, stand, rise up. Right? Come on the scene. Become powerful. Look at that. To confirm, establish, basically to rise up, get up. Like I quoted Romans 13. Let me get that, and then we'll come back here. Let me get that. Because we're close. I mean, I didn't really, it was so much going on today. It was like kind of like a rest day for me. So I didn't do too much. Just kind of like, just decompress. Sometimes you got to do that, man. You got to decompress. All right. Romans. But it was just like, it is something like, God, it's so much, like, God damn, it's just one video, it's just so much going on. And you can kind of get too caught up in that. You know what I mean? So everything has to be balanced out. Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time. See, we know the time. This is why we constantly do videos. We're constantly upon our watch. We're in a different mindset than the regular people of this world. Remember, in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, speaks about we are the children of the day, not the children of the night. Okay, so we should act like we know what's going on, and we should move accordingly. Okay, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Right, to rise, to rise up. To stand on your feet. The Spirit is what stood us on our feet. Put us back in our right mind. All right, connected us back with our power through His Son. Okay, and put us in the proper mindset to be able to withstand in this day. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So we're pretty much at the precipice, man. And this is why you have we're in a state of polycrises. One false flag after another. One major shooting or one attack after another. One missile barrage after another. So much so that you're going to start to notice attacks here in the United States. We can't forget about Isaiah 4:1. Let me read this and we'll close it out here. Micah 2:10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." Okay? Let me look at this word rest. You got Jake, Israelites, even like Israelite camps, that they give an uncertain sound. They give an uncertain sound in a sense of they let you know that you're an Israelite, all right, but then they put you back to sleep and thinking that, now that you know that you're Israelite, God's going to bless you and now you can enjoy your life down here in America or wherever the hell you're at. Manawa tan ta. Manwata. If I pronounce that right. Resting place. The scriptures speak about we have no continual city. This is not, it says quietness. We don't have quietness. Your mind cannot even turn off. This is why people just get, I see it. I see why people just get fucking blacked out drunk. I get it. Sometimes you just want to fucking forget. But we can't be in that spirit, because, hey, you're at war, man. We're at war. Okay, any moment, shit's going, the scriptures speak about don't be afraid at sudden fear, sudden destruction, excuse me. I'm not quoting verbatim. Okay, basically, the shit hit the fan, man. And shit's gonna hit the fan, and you're gonna see the real bitch in people. Okay, you're gonna see the real, the mighty men of Babylon. They're gonna forborn to fight, especially when they bring in conscription, and a lot of you niggas you niggas gonna get drafted, and force. You're gonna be trying to run and hide. You're not gonna be able to hide in a digital system that that has facial recognition, and that all your transactions, okay, all your transactions are tied, are tracked and traced. Okay, so there's nowhere to hide. Okay, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy. We see that it will ultimately, it will destroy you. You let down your guard. You let the woman rule over you. Okay, you'll have Jake that'll go through 2-3 different divorces and then go back and do the same fucking thing, trying to find love, because they bought into, they bought into the American dream. They bought into, the modern woman and modern marriage. They gotta get on their knee, and here it is. She been flipped and dipped 20,000 times. Okay, 3 different baby daddies, and then you marrying this hoe, man. You might get her, but then she gonna push marriage on you, and a lot of men, they don't want to do. They literally don't even want to do it, but that's the way. That's what you should do. This is what this society tell you, man. It's and ultimately what you lose. When you need her the most, very few women will stand by you in hard situations, man. Whether you're going through it financially, whether you're going through, mental, whether you're going through physical, you get sick. A lot of women, they'll just bounce the fuck out, man. Okay, this is why these dudes be going crazy just offing these women. All right, because there's no rest, there's no quietness. Okay, and the Lord is not going to bring quietness until this bitch burns. See, when this bitch burns, that's the quietness. Okay, that's the quietness. The whole earth is going to be at rest, like it tells you in, was it Isaiah the 14th chapter? The whole earth is at rest. It's quiet. They break forth into singing. That's when the party and the quietness and the chilling and having the fun. That's when you can not worry. Your ass gotta pay your phone bill. You gotta make sure that rent is on time. You gotta make sure that car note is on time. You gotta take your ass back to the grocery store. You don't have a storehouse full of food. You don't have a processing plant where you can process cattle, you can process chickens. And then number one, as say you're a man, say you got a woman, you need more than one woman to do all that. You need multiple hands on deck. You need a goddamn village to even be able to maintain that. And you got certain Israelites that is trying to do that. They got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wives. Which, hey, do what you want to do. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. All to the very end is going to be what? Jake being destroyed here in Babylon. They're going to go down to Egypt. They're going to ask Esau for help. They're going to take his chip. Okay, and all these number of events are leading everybody to that very time. Jacob's trouble. I'm going to close it there. Until next time, shalom to the elect.